Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. Breath of the Wild scores have been leaking out ahead of the game's release, along with, the entire Wii U version of the game. And now another reviewer has joined the fray. Japanese publication Famitsu's scores have hit the web, and apparently all 4 of their reviewers gave Breath of the Wild a perfect 10, which gives it the coveted 40 out of 40. That makes Breath of the Wild the 24th game to receive the 40 out of 40 from Famitsu, with other titles being Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Skyrim, GTA 5, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Skyward Sword. So, maybe a grain or two of salt to throw in there. So far, the other scores have come from GamePro Germany with a 94 out of 100, the highest score they've given this generation, and Edge Magazine with a 10 out of 10. And we will see the full list of reviews starting tomorrow. Now, Nintendo's eShop still isn't live for early Switch holders just yet, but that didn't stop the company from detailing the service. The eShop gets a full demo in a new Nintendo video showing off the UI, how to purchase games, and how the search function works in the store. Now, all this will hopefully be up and running on launch day, especially since we still don't have word on exactly when we can expect some of the additional stuff that's not coming for launch, like the system's virtual console. Did you find Ubisoft's The Division and James Cameron's Avatar to be slightly, perhaps mediocre examples of their respective genres? Well, then we've got maybe just mediocre news for you. It looks like Ubisoft Massive and James Cameron's company, Lightstrom Entertainment, are teaming up to work on a brand new, get this, Avatar video game. One they say will be, quote, cutting edge. The game will be built using Massive's proprietary Snowdrop engine. Apparently, Ubisoft Massive approached Lightstrom Entertainment with a working demo of the game prototype, one that impressed Cameron enough to sign on. It should be noted that Ubisoft and James Cameron have already teamed up for an Avatar game once before in the form of 2009's Avatar, the game, which holds a whopping 60 on Metacritic. As far as the movie version of Avatar goes, last we heard it's up to 4 sequels now, all of which will be filming at the same time later this year, theoretically. If you're one of those people who constantly asks, are people still playing Pokemon Go? Probably not. Well, the answer is yes, actually, and a shit ton. Developer Niantic Labs announced at GDC this week that the company has hit a new download milestone, 650 million. Yeah, 650 million. Just let that sink in. Back in September, the company announced that they'd passed the 500 million mark, so while downloads are slowing down quite a bit as you'd expect since it has been out since last July, they're still moving up thanks to the game's numerous updates. Apparently, Niantic also plans on adding 3 more major updates to Pokemon Go this year. That announcement was also made this week at a separate conference prior to Generation 2 Pokemon being added to the game. The company considers all other updates minor, which means the next 3 major ones will probably be of a similar scale to the Gen 2 update we saw recently. Nvidia finally unveiled the long-expected GTX 1080 Ti last night. The company's new video card will be releasing March 5th for $699, so if you don't want to drop $300 on a Switch, you can drop $700 on a video card instead. The card was shown off at a GDC event where the company announced that the refreshed GPU would provide a 35% performance boost over the already ridiculous GTX 1080, clocking in at 11.3 teraflops, which is just insane. That's like double what the Scorpio is going to have. That's a lot. And that doesn't even come out till later this year. Also announced at the event last night is a price drop for the existing GTX 1080, down $100 to a new price of $500. So start tinkering away, PC gamers, and cry for your wallets while you play games at 60 FPS and 4K and talk about how much better it is than everyone else. Was your favorite site down yesterday? It was the Rooster Teeth site, right? Yeah, because we had a lot of trouble with it, and that might have been, well, Amazon's fault. We're blaming them. A series of errors in its cloud computing service, Amazon Web Services, brought a number of websites, including our own, down for about 4 hours, and it affected a ton of services for sites like Netflix, Spotify, Pinterest, and BuzzFeed, as well as thousands of smaller sites. And then the really big ones like ours. Amazon provides cloud-based storage and web services for a lot of companies, so they don't have to build their own server farms, which is usually very handy, except for yesterday. Gizmodo reported that Amazon Web Services controls 31% of the global cloud infrastructure market, so Needless to say, it was a pretty significant portion of the internet that was affected. Amazon still hasn't said exactly what went wrong on Tuesday. In response to a Gizmodo request, the company said they think they figured out the cause and are working to implement a fix. It looks like even Indiana Jones is no match for a cease and desist order. PC Gamer reports that Lucasfilm recently gave the thumbs down to a fan remake of a popular 1992 game featuring everyone's favorite fedora-wearing archaeology professor. According to the dev team, Lucasfilm politely asked them to stop work on their remake of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. The original 1992 game was a point-and-click adventure by LucasArts that was considered a classic of its genre, and the group behind the unauthorized remake said their version would add new animations, music, voiceovers, and high-definition digital artwork. They even got as far as creating a demo version and put it up on the game's site, but it will be taken down soon after Lucasfilm's request. In breaking the news to fans, the team said on its Facebook page, "We have been told that Lucasfilm don't want to share the indie license with anyone right now, so we came up with other solutions and we will see if that is going to work for them." If you didn't have enough streaming services in your life, YouTube have announced that it's coming out with its own television service. It'll mix live streams of broadcast and cable TV along with, of course, online video. For $35 a month, subscribers will get all 4 major networks, ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC, and roughly 35 cable channels, The Verge reported. But it will have some notable gaps, including no channels from Viacom, which means no Comedy Central, MTV, for starters. It also won't have programming from Turner Broadcasting, meaning you won't be able to get CNN, TBS, and TNT either. Also, no AMC networks, Discovery Communications, or Time Warner, and A&E networks. So, yes, there are a lot of significant gaps. You can get Showtime as an add-on, but no HBO. You will, however, get a free subscription to YouTube Red, so there's that. There was no date given for launch, only that it will roll out in the next few months in major markets. So pretty soon we'll be like, We're the Know, as seen on TV. Maybe, if we end up in there. Don't know how that's gonna work yet. Now we've got new trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which looks awesome, as well as Alien Covenant, which also looks awesome. They've got the internet absolutely squealing. This is the 3rd trailer we've seen for the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, and it shows off the team doing, the usual, having adventures and being annoying to the bad guys and just generally being cheeky. But the very end gives us a sneak peek at Star-Lord's father, good old Kurt Russell. Yes, the former Snake Plissken shows up in the trailer as Ego the Living Planet. Well, he's human-sized Avatar anyway. Otherwise, that would have been very painful for his mother. And we're very proud to report that his beard looks great. As for Alien Covenant, the new trailer drops a ton of clues about what we're in for. It starts with a shot of the ship's crew, and we learn that the crew all consists of couples. Then we see the Covenant landing on a planet that the crew is planning to colonize by being couples and getting busy. As they start exploring, they notice that it's growing wheat, which leads to questions like, what are the odds of finding human vegetation this far from Earth, and who planted it? And then Billy Crudup finds a room full of eggs, one bursts open, and all hell breaks loose, and there you have a movie. We also get some creepy shots of classic H.R. Geiger-style aliens in true franchise fashion. And they do not look pleased, in case you were wondering. Guardians Volume 2 is going to be hitting theaters not long from now. It's May 5th, and Alien Covenant drops a few weeks later on May 19th, so going to be a good month for us. Now it looks like Yandere Dev is getting some help with the development of Yandere Simulator. As he explained in a video posted today on YouTube, the game's developer says he was approached by the indie developer TinyBuild to help with the project. Their offer came after Yandere Dev posted a video expressing the difficulties he was having with development of the game, he said. TinyBuild, which created games like Hello Neighbor, proposed putting together a team to develop the game, while Yandere Dev remains the game's lead designer and creative director. They're now partners on the game, while Yandere Dev has full creative control and owns the game's IP. Interestingly, Yandere Dev said that according to the agreement, the game can't have content that gives it an adults-only rating. TinyBuild also agreed to invest some money to start the development. The rest will come from either crowdfunding or possibly through a paid alpha version, according to Yandere Dev. We'll see how the partnership works out and how Yandere Dev transitions from being a solo act to managing a team. But regardless, this is pretty good news for fans of Yandere Simulator who have been waiting for a long time now. If only they can get it finished and then negotiate with Twitch to allow that game back on there, especially since they're gonna start to be selling copies of games through Twitch pretty soon. right, that's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of the stories in the comments below to make sure you get news from every corner of the internet. Make sure you like this video, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the know. Then we see the Covenant landing on a planet that the crew is planning to colonize as they're intentionally couples because they're gonna colonize. Okay. Also announced at the event last night is a price drop for the existing GTX 1080, down $100 from, oh, it already has dropped 100. That's great.